who's the rapper?
Ahmad.
Ahmad.
No, it was
Put some money on it.
Skilo. Skilo was.
Put some money on it.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a rabbit in a hat.
Oh, no, you're all right. You're right.
I wish I had a...
Because Ahmad was back in the day.
With a 6'4". What did Ahmad do?
Ahmad was back in the day
when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't fuck with that.
Skilo.
I only fuck with Skilo.
I didn't fuck with that.
No, I didn't fuck. I couldn't fuck with that. I only fuck with Skilo.
I just like the short rappers. I like Too Short and Skilo.
Yeah,
that's it.
Good.
That's all you need.
Well, there's also Phife Dawg.
And there's a million littles.
There's a lot of Lils.
Lil Wayne.
Little C's.
Yeah, but they're not literally little.
Little B.
Little Wayne is little. Little C's is little.
Little B is little.
Big Pun is little. No, Big Pun is big.
Big Pun is...
Rest in peace. Big Pun is no longer...
For real?
I'm going to get killed. Ladies and gentlemen,
right, yes,
you are tuned
hey.
in to the latest episode of the Champs Podcast. My name is Moshe Kasher, one of your darling co-hosts.
Guys, Neal Brennan here.
That's Neal Brennan. And to our left, the man with the sounds, it is the one and only DJ Douggpound. Say hello, Doug.
Hi, guys. And to my left is our guest.
Do we want to talk about...
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. We're not introducing guests yet. Just
before we get
back.
into introducing our guests who you've already heard, I wanted to say, last week we had a very interesting episode. Donnell Rawlings told me to shut the fuck up. And then
Neal Brennan is probably one of the coolest.
Neal Brennan's probably one of the coolest dudes in the world.
Uh-huh.
We had a family meeting, and you all got to tune in for it. And then at the end, Doug there were less sound effects from Doug, and we talked about the possibilities of that. And we got all of your emails, and I have to say, I was pretty touched by all the emails. I thought it was pretty amazing how many people wrote in saying that they loved Doug's drops, that they supported the Champs. It
That's
made me,
sad.
Yeah, it made me feel really good. And so thank you guys all for writing.
All right, so...
I'm going to go crazy with the samples tonight.
Yeah, now he's got a big
Floodgates
head.
are open.
The floodgates.
He's got a big head about the shit. Tone... I'm sorry. I just blew our
Did you
lead.
call me
Even though
Tone?
it's in the... No, I'm talking to Tone.
But now,
our guest this evening, or whenever you listen to this, is a comedian that I've known for... I've known you 4 years. I've known of you for 10, probably.
Oh, great.
You were on a show called
That's a crazy show. No, that's a very guttural primal show.
The two of us?
All of us.
All of us.
Yo,
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
yo,
Oh, that was...
That's old me. That's an old Neal I sample. like your mouth as much as I like your fingers.
No,
Yeah.
that's actually Doug sampling Neal
I know.
while
This is
Neal
fucking,
is here.
This shit's
Fuck,
eating
man.
its own tail.
There's some
All
mad
right,
shit going on.
Tony was on All of Us, and you had a show on the UPN for a second.
Yes,
Ladies
sir.
and gentlemen, listen.
I did not see one frame of it.
I will not hold it against you.
That's fine. And you're the new host of Showtime at the Apollo. Ladies and gentlemen, future Apollo legend, Mr. Tony Rock. Tony Rock, everybody.
What up? What up?
Yeah.
You got a new toy over there.
Yeah, Doug is fucking with his brand new iPad app, sound effect app. So you guys said you supported Doug and the drops.
Enjoy.
You might have overshot because he is sample crazy.
I also have, like, if you guys swear, I'm going to try to catch it. Keep this one clean tonight.
Tony, how are you?
Good luck.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
You
Doug, come on,
gotta
man.
step up your timing game. That was really, really slow. Let's do it again. Tony, how are you?
Great.
Nope, almost.
No, he didn't
Shit. It's a delay. Okay, I'll try it later.
Okay, now I have a lot. Me and Tony have a lot to speak about. All three of us do. Tony's
Let's
a comedian.
jump right into it.
Tony's a comedian. His older brother is also a comedian, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
My older brother is a comedian, Kevin
And my
Brennan.
baby brother.
And your baby brother's a comedian too. Who
Younger brother's a
Yes.
comedian too? What's
Yes.
his name?
Jordan Rock.
You're weird.
Yeah,
and
y'all are weird for being so
he
funny.
is a different. He has a different father
He has a different
than you
father.
and Chris.
Yes.
He's Lil.
He's
Wait,
little.
can I
we
ask-
call him Young. We call him Young.
Oh,
Jordan.
is that true?
Young Jordan.
Wait, can I ask the obvious and perhaps uncomfortable question? If he has a different father, how is he Jordan Rock?
I don't. That's a good question.
Fair enough.
That's a good question.
Is it a question that no one's ever brought up? Or is it just none of our business?
You know what? He's my little brother. My father had a kid when he was 15 years old who's my half-brother, but I call him my brother. I don't say half-brother in my house.
What's his last name?
His name, my oldest brother?
Yeah.
Rock.
Excellent.
Good
Can
for
I ask
him.
you another question? Are you related to Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No, he is a Samoan.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. I feel like that was a pretty strong shot at Samoans. There was like a thing that
there
was
was a
very
lot of
definitely
anger
like,
there.
I am not and I will never be.
Do you hate the Booyah tribe?
I do not.
That's a good answer. Super good answer. That's the right answer.
All right. So
I'm in the studio with them this week.
You so were not.
They were definitely not in the studio.
They
this
were, of
decade.
course, they were cleaning the studio up because they're all janitors now. Look, Booyah Tribe's an early 90s hip-hop band. All right, so your brother's a comedian. He was a comic what year did you start doing stand-up?
Me, 98.
So that was...
I started in like 94. I got booed off stage. I didn't go back on stage for a year. I got booed off a couple times, stopped, and then went on 98 and was like, fuck
Can
it.
I just
I'm
say,
going for it.
it's so cool that you got booed off stage and are now you began your career getting booed off stage and are now the host of Showtime at the Apollo. I think
But everybody gets booed off when you start out.
No doubt, but there's some beautiful synchronicity to that.
There is, yeah.
Actually, when I say no doubt, I meant no doubt everybody, but I've never been booed off stage. I'm really, really super strong on stage.
Okay.
But, and I have been.
You've never been booed off? I feel like you have been.
Wait, hold on. I was just kidding about the ego part, but I'm trying to think if I actually have been booed. Booed off stage means you've been booed so many times you have to run off stage. Like, that's mood off
You're
stage.
booed
That's
so
totally
much.
different.
There's
that's
so
mood
many
off
people
stage.
booing that you just
All right.
concede defeat and
You've
leave.
been booed off stage?
No, I haven't been booed off
Did you
stage.
get swept off like the Sandman?
No. I was like,
He is the host.
That's the best way to get booed
this wasn't
off.
at the Apollo. This was just, when you start out doing stand-up, you start out doing open mics. Everybody brings
And
their
black
You
friends.
got
open
booed off
mics.
at an open mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, black open mic is different than a white open mic.
Black rooms are just different than white rooms. Black rooms be like this, but white
rooms are
be-
like that.
Black rooms are like this. Totally different.
Yeah, no, that's a great
It's
point.
true that black rooms are different than white rooms.
All right, so Tone, so you started in 90, so that couldn't have been easy with your brother being at that point the most famous comedian in the world, right?
That's how people look at it. I never really looked at it like he had anything to do with whether or not I was going to be successful. It was just the people. That's something that they always think about.
Did you ever think like I'm not like Guy Torrey didn't call him? He called himself Guy T for a long time. Did you ever think?
No. Tony Rock just
calling
sounds
yourself
so
Guy
fucking cool.
T.
It was like I'm never changing that.
So, all right, so that's interesting. All right, and Chris never resented you for it.
No, he actually. I tell people all the time. He is like Dr. Frankenstein to my Frankenstein. He bred me to be a
Oh,
comic.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you were telling me you used to go to SNL when he was on.
I was there every day, every Friday and Saturday at SNL. I went with him whenever he was on the road. I could make it back to New York for school on Monday. I would go to Philly and Jersey and all these little bullshit gigs he had around Long Island. I was sit in the back of the comic strip all night and watch him, and he taught me how to write what a callback was, and would give me Richard Pryor albums to listen to, and let me listen to Bill Cosby albums and Eddie Murphy. He nurtured the love.
To be fair, all of those albums were available at record stores.
Chris
Rock didn't have exclusive rights to those albums.
Let's be known, it wasn't that special what he did. I mean, it was cool.
Well, when you're a little kid and your parents don't want
doubt.
you listening to Richard Pryor cursing, and he sneaks you to the album.
Well,
I had the same experience with my brother, which is going to the strip. As a kid, the cellar.
Your brother.
My brother Kevin Brennan, who I already mentioned.
Brennan.
But but then when I got it seemed like the more I got into it, the less Kevin didn't mind when I worked the door at a comedy club. He was cool with that. Then I started writing. He was cool with that. But when I started doing stand up in 2007, not happy.
He got weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my brother thought that he'll quit and then that'll be that. He'll do it and he'll quit and that'll be that. Because I've done some things and was like, I'm not sticking with it. Play baseball. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
When you're a kid.
Okay. Well, that's the other. All right. So he thought you would quit.
I think he never said it, but I think he just thought let him take some lumps and he'll get out.
But he taught you about this.
Right.
shit.
He did. Yeah.
Did Kevin ever
don't think
pull you aside and let you listen to old Dangerfield records? And
He
Carlin
actually played me
and
sets of Tony's.
Interestingly, listen about your brother sneaking you these X-rated comedy albums. My mom, both my parents are deaf, so I would be listening to Andrew Dice Clay when Dice really hit in the 90s.
Yeah.
I would be listening to Dice and Too Short and all kinds of horrible shit at full volume while my mom was driving the car. Like, I would just throw in a cassette, and my mom would be, it'd be like Dice, like, hickory dickory dock, this bitch was sucking my cock. And my mom would be happily driving. Would be like happily driving next to us.
Did you like Dice growing up? I missed him completely. Like, I didn't see, like, I heard about him in, like, oh, did you hear this guy? Like, he was famous. When I moved to New York in 91, it was like, oh, Dice was this big thing. Right. But I didn't have HBO.
Right.
Go ahead.
Did you have HPV
I
at
saw
that time?
Dice. I actually remember the first time I saw him, he was on, what was it, Bad Boy? No, it wasn't Bad Boys of Comedy. It was something like Eddie.
Oh, the Uptown Comedy Express.
Uptown Comedy Express.
Yeah. Was Dice on that?
Arsenio was on. My brother was on. I think Dice was on.
Sobel,
yeah. I think Dice was on.
Yeah.
It was like around that time, whenever that came out. And when I first heard him, it was the most hysterical thing I'd ever heard in my life. Just
Right.
the
yeah.
rhyme.
What were you, 12, 13?
Yeah.
It's
So it was
that's
like
right
I
in your
could-
wheelhouse.
I almost peed my pants listening to it. Then maybe after the 7th time, 8th time, it's like, oh, that's all he does. By the 10th time, it was like, okay, I'm over this guy.
Hello?
Yeah, that's interesting. And now the other thing I've noticed about you and see, my brother is more like you, whereas Kevin is like just a real regular dude.
Right.
Like Tone, you were eating McDonald's before.
Right.
Like whereas I'm a snob, and I think Chris is a snob.
He comes off as a snob.
No, Chris is a fucking
Look,
snob.
he comes off as a snob. He is the quietest
No,
guy.
no.
The
I'm not
shyest,
saying
introverted dude in the world. So it comes off like he's a snob.
No. I don't.
He's pretty much. He's kind of scared of people.
No. I've experienced your brother
Right.
like fairly, at a fairly even level, and he is like a just fucking snob. Like he like fucking I'm fuck that shit. Like he likes good shit or get the fuck out of my face. You're also culturally, it seems like blacker than him. It seems like your cultural influences were different than his.
Yeah,
like he was more into white shit than you were. That's the feeling I get.
Yeah, he was. He first of all, he's the older.
Right.
All right. So the parents are doting on him, trying to raise him to be the leader and take care of his brothers. I'm the middle child, so nobody gives a fuck about the middle kid.
Right.
So I'm outside shooting dice, robbing people.
Were you straight up robbing people?
I've done some things in my day. Yeah.
Did you cock the hammer?
I've cocked the hammer a couple of times.
Did you? God! Shots fired.
I cocked the hammer. I just thank God I never had to bust a cap.
No doubt, because
ass.
as speaking as a person that has taken human life, this is Moshe Kasher speaking. I mean, it's when you see the life go out of like your victim's eyes. You'll never be more erect.
Like
you'll
that.
never have a bigger erection than that moment. Or when you listen to dubstep on the Champs podcast.
But I'm starting to think you're just experimenting with that. Because none of this shit is fitting what we're saying.
Hey, speaking of Frankenstein, your emails have created a madman. This is the most drops ever.
Yeah, and none of them have flowed or anything.
Doug, do you have a brother?
Do you not find that interesting though? Because like Kevin, I can explain why.
No,
because he just grew up around. Like he's older. He's toward the top of the family, and I'm the youngest.
Right.
So I got like when I would go to the strip in the cellar, and like you just sort of cultivate this. Like it seems accessible. So if I was in high school going to SNL, I wouldn't even be talking to people right now. I'd be such a dick. I like your mouth as much as I like your fingers.
Who is that? That guy sounds like a real snob.
It's Neal Brennan. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm curious as to how you ended up with, like, you don't seem to give a shit about any white shit. Like, if your top 10 bands, whenever I see Chris's top 10 bands, it's like Radiohead and this.
Yeah.
And whereas, and like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Metallica.
He hangs out with Anthony
Kiedis and them.
Kiedis. Yeah, he does. He's into. I guess.
What would your top 10 bands
I was so influenced by the hip hop when hip hop hit.
Yeah, no,
when me and those guys hit when I just started getting into when I started
getting into fucking.
Getting into fucking, and once you get into that age where you get to express yourself, express your own creativity and sensibilities. And hip hop was so big, it was like I was just like, okay, this is my music forever, and fuck everything else.
So you really like those hip hop bands?
I like the Police, and I like Bon Jovi, and I like, but my shit is hip hop all day.
That is the fuck.
Is that me?
No, that's me.
Oh, why don't you have any samples of me?
He never said anything funny.
Oh.
No, I whipped those together. I pulled those off in
you
like
know
the
what?
last
That's
second.
fine.
Talk about your beef with.
Well, everybody knows about my beef with the rapper Sadat X from the group Brand Nubian. Do you know?
Really?
Do you know Sadat?
What's the beef?
Where's the beef? As we discussed last week.
And don't ever ask me if I know Sadat X. That was like almost disrespectful.
No, I know you knew who he was, but aren't they from Brooklyn?
They from Harlem.
Oh, they're from Harlem. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought maybe you actually knew the guy.
Yeah, I know Sadat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that disrespectful, or did you think I was asking if you knew who Sadat X was?
Yeah, you asked me if I knew who he was.
That's
Like,
not what I was
okay,
saying. I mean,
okay.
do you know him personally?
Yes, I do.
So he went on Twitter and was saying some homophobic shit. We did this. We discussed the story last week, and I came on. We started battling back and forth on Twitter.
You said okay.
And I was like, hey, I don't know. I'm making fun of him for being homophobic. And it ended up being that he, in this back and forth, offered to let me open for Brand Nubian. And I was like, in order to prove that I was whack, basically, that I would bomb in front of their crowd. And I was like, well, what are you paying? And then I said, you know what? I'll come for free if you will agree to meet with some victims of homophobic hate crimes with me before the show. We're going to do a hip hop homophobia summit, and we're going to bring all of the gay rappers, all the famous gay rappers, and no,
Who were the famous gay rappers?
there aren't any. Well, wait, I don't want to say people because there were some.
I thought we were keeping it real, son.
Female rappers that are gay.
Oh, well,
Latifah's
yeah.
gay,
No,
right?
Latifah and MC Lyte.
MC
But that
Lyte,
doesn't.
MC
They don't
Lyte's
count.
gay, right? They don't. I mean, MC Lyte. You can't play with my yo-yo. Is that
That's
her?
not her.
Isn't it?
No,
Who's
that's
that?
fucking Yo-Yo.
Oh, I'm racist.
Close,
oh,
though.
I didn't mention I'm totally racist against black people and think they're all the same. No, just kidding. That's a joke because
Go
of
right ahead.
No, one female rap. That's what I meant. Anyway, I'm trying to just tell this to .x story. So I went out and he finally agreed. He agreed to do it.
Okay.
It's the long and the short of it.
Okay.
I was like, let's do it. I'll do it for free. I'll fly myself out. We'll just meet with these victims. Blah 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 blah. And he said yes. And then I stopped hearing from him altogether. And my final blow to his bow was I said, I guess word isn't bond after all.
Which cut so shallow.
Got very shallow, as we discussed
Now,
before.
what
So-
here?
so-
Do you know how well do you know Sadat?
We speak when we see each other in the city.
So
Oh, okay. All right. So you can't broker some.
I go to the shows.
You can't do
no,
some.
but say, here's what happened. As a result of last week's episode, one of our fans wrote Sadat on Twitter and was like, yo, you got called out on the champ. It was as if this is a real beef. He's like, you got called out on the champ. To be fair, I'm not really calling him out for anything but not doing what he said he was going to do. But then he was like, yo, I never agreed to that. I never said I would to the guy, not to me, but he responded to the guy, so I know he's checking his Twitter. He's like, I never agreed to that. It wasn't official. I'll get to it if I have time. And then I jumped in. I was like, you did too agree. This is so pathetic.
You did so.
You did too agree.
I'm just different.
And he hasn't written back.
Okay.
So that's it's not a real beef.
If I see him, I'll check with him.
Here's a question.
I'm going to
Yes,
get
sir.
shot.
When do you think the homophobia? When do you think black people are going to get on board with just like not being homophobic? When do you think it'll be cool?
All black people are not homophobic.
No. But for the but like black church and black street.
No, black church is very homo friendly.
You think so? Because they voted it down. They voted down Prop 8.
No, black church is where most of the gay people in the black community is in the church.
Okay.
Like the leader of the choir?
This is the weird thing about talking about homophobia in the black community. Just homophobia in general. You got to be very careful. You can't even be politically correct. You have to be politically correct,
right?
Because one false
it's
slip of the tongue, and people are like,
Tracy.
oh, he's yeah. So
One slip of the tongue and you're
it's like when I was a kid. When my mother used to make us go to church when we were kids, all of the other kids seemed to be gay. Me and my brothers would always be like, "Wow, why is it? What's going on with all these?"
Right.
It's like that's where most of the gay
Are they out though, or is it just one of those things where it's like he's very nice?
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. I don't know if they're out, but
They're all priests now.
If you go to the black church, you can tell.
Wait.
I agree, but it just seems like when they voted for Prop 8, the slam was that when it was black people's turn to sort of emancipate a group, they were like, nah.
Right.
Like, nah. And I'm assuming the people that voted in California...
This thing, black people are the same people that kind of hide and act like like HIV isn't as high as it is. They act like,
right.
You know, like we kind of like just don't like to talk about it like it'll just disappear. But it's a tremendous amount of...
right. Well, what I'm wondering is when do you
church.
think it'll get to like just a point where it's like, you know what, fuck it. It's like Like, I feel like AIDS in South Africa is fine, but even that's still on some, like, take a shower.
I think that...
but American black people, when do you think American black people will finally just be like, you know what, fuck it, this is a thing, and... But I think it's like the hip-hop...
Yeah, hip-hop is very homophobic. Hip-hop is very homophobic. We all know that. I don't know when America's going to get...
You know who's doing a lot of these faggot-ass rappers? They're just out there. These faggot-ass motherfuckers coming with some soft-ass shit. And y'all know who you are. I'm calling you out right now on record.
That was Neal Brennan, ladies and gentlemen.
What are they going to write to me?
What, the faggots?
Yeah, the faggots.
Wow.
I think they have
the gay-ass
faggots
faggots out here?
Oh, come on, Neal, dude. Come on.
All right, so...
Neal.
Yes.
I think I heard a very interesting statistic this week.
I like it.
Which is that... All right. You like this?
I like it already.
64%. This might be a little bit askew, but I think it's pretty much right on. 64% of people said that they would vote for a... Oh, no. It was 57% of people said they would vote for an openly gay person. And 46% of people said they would vote for an openly atheist person. I thought that was really interesting. Fact.
Yeah, America is, and that's another black community thing. Is
No.
I always say that. No. But I'm saying like white people are on some atheism shit. Like
that's
white
all you.
people.
That's
will.
all,
No,
that's
I know.
all you.
White
That's
people are
all
like,
you.
don't be. Yo,
That's
just so
all you.
We're clear. We ain't got. We don't have shit. Like white people writing like God is not great, and black people are like, don't be talking about Jesus.
No, that's
like
all
that.
you. And you know what's crazy? I have a friend that doesn't believe. But
if you consider me a friend, make it two.
Two friends? Okay,
Yeah.
my boy, he lost his parents and his brother in like an 8-month span. And he's just like, there can't be a God.
Right.
But it's just one of those, he was traumatized.
He's a reaction?
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I had the thought one time that I'm like, am I just like a girl playing hard to get? Where I'm like, fuck you, God. You don't exist. And I'm like secretly like waiting for him to come. And, I like your mouth as much as I like your finger.
Is that God?
That's me. That's old man.
Tony, you believe in God.
Absolutely.
You believe in Jesus Christ?
Absolutely.
You believe Hold on.
Okay.
Do you believe Jesus Christ is God?
No, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
Oh, by the way, it's Rosh Hashanah right now. We're recording on Rosh Hashanah, and I'm about to get into some serious conflict with Tony Rock.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and Neal, straight up no.
Straight up no.
I mean, not Jesus.
I grew up
like
Catholic.
Zero.
I grew up like altar boy, 12 years of Catholic school.
Were you viciously raped?
I was never raped.
Okay.
I fucked a
that's a
few
bummer.
priests.
Right.
Bang.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because
But
I was just going to say, you
raped.
must have felt very unattractive.
No. I was never raped. I just think it's...
Did you not have like a nice butt though? Like when you were?
I mean, it was fine.
Like it didn't come through the gown though. I'm saying.
No, you couldn't see it. I didn't have a good profile.
He didn't have
no.
junk in the trunk.
Yeah, he didn't have baby white boy junk in the
I
trunk.
have altar boy drunk in the trunk.
Doug, what about? Yeah, turn it up. Doug.
Yeah?
What do you believe in?
Right now, probably more of an agnostic.
Oh, so we've got.
But I was a born-again Christian in high school.
Were you
by
really?
choice.
No. Well, who's a born again Christian?
In high school, that's the worst time to be a born again
wasn't-
Christian.
I wasn't.
I know.
I wasn't. It wasn't like a family thing. It was almost
Right.
like I was like.
Really? How did that come about?
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, I went to like. I don't know. I grew up Catholic, going to church and stuff, and then my friend's mom was like, "Hey, do you like my best friend's like, hey, do you and Bart want to go to this camp in Colorado? It's like a Christian camp." And I'm like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Well, you're going." So I was like, "All right."
So when does the choice come in?
Hold
'Cause
on.
so
By
far-
the way, to all the people listening, if anybody ever asks you if you want to go to a camp in Colorado, the answer is no.
Yeah, you don't wanna
always
go.
no.
No,
Yeah.
I'd say yes. It was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I don't
All
know.
right.
It just like at that age, you're trying to figure out like what the hell is the point of everything, and everyone at the camp just seemed like a righteous person, So I was like, I like these people. I don't like these assholes I go to school with, but these people are like.
Did you go to public school?
Yeah, these people were like doing to others. That whole ethically, it like made perfect sense to me, and I was like, I'm on board with this. I like these people. They seem happy, and they seem to like have an answer, which I didn't have.
Do you get a blowjob at any point in this story?
Oh, absolutely not. I was pure as the driven snow all through high school.
So,
Wow.
Interesting. And then and now you're basically back to an agnostic.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where I was like, 18 or something, and I'm like, I gotta
get some pussy.
I want to smoke some weed or something. I had the urge. Exactly. I had the urge, and I was like, I kind of just like in the back of my mind, I didn't really believe,
right?
Like fully believe the whole story, and
right.
And I was like,
never have those moments of doubt?
It's a very believable story.
I mean,
everything in the Bible.
I had to suspend disbelief.
I don't
really
understand,
hard, but because I liked the whole scene I was in, it was like my friends. We weren't like religious. We weren't like weird Christian kids. We just were like.
Were you proselytizing?
I wasn't
trying to
like
get people?
witnessing to people at all. They would.
Did you ever speak in tongues?
No.
Did
This was not like
you
a
catch
bad-
the Holy Ghost?
Holy
we
Ghost
went to
power?
church on Sundays, and it was like at a cool place where like
Do white
it was
people
like
catch
younger.
the Holy Ghost?
I think so.
No, white people.
White
no.
people catch the Holy Ghost?
No,
No.
they do. Have you ever?
Well, no, they speak in tongues.
Did you ever end a sentence
You
by
don't do that
going,
either.
"Ha!" at the end, like, and then Jesus came, "Ha!" Did you ever do that?
No,
What
man.
is that?
You know
That's
what?
a black preacher?
Not just
Or that's Al Pacino?
Everything's not about
You have
race
a
now,
stereotype.
Is that Al
Some things-
Pacino?
That's just a guy that's laughing at the end of his sentence. It had nothing to do with it. It was, "Ha!" That was good. No?
No, I mean I don't know what these stereotypes are that you.
What is that hot?
You know,
Seriously,
some people-
what was that?
That was the black Baptist preacher.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, but he tried to cover it up.
I know he did. But,
No, because we just keep coming back.
I know. That's why we have black guests, because
I
race
disagree.
is fucking interesting.
I disagree.
Al
All right,
Pacino.
here's the question: if
You don't
you're-
wanna hear my
all right,
disagree.
what
All right.
what denomination are you?
I am no denomination.
Okay.
My
I was
relationship-
non-denominational too back. In
My
this.
relationship with the Most High is personal. It's me and him. I don't.
Oh,
have
wait,
to,
the
I don't-
Most High Jah
I
Rastafari?
don't. I don't have to be in a building on a Sunday and call myself a this or a that to give praise. My relationship is
Okay.
one-on-one.
Do you believe in a heaven?
I do.
Do you believe you are going?
I do not know.
That's a fucking no. I mean, I know what I only see you on Chocolate Sundays.
I don't know. If I'm
But
gonna
just
have it.
based on what I know about you from Chocolate Sunday from 8 to 12:30.
Do you
Chocolate Sunday's the show of the Laugh Factory.
do you believe in life after love?
All right, so
Wow, you had that on the app? That was on the app?
And that's when I say, "Ha!"
You're the
Into
fucking
that.
man. That was on the app.
That felt real good. That felt really good.
all right. Here's a question I had for you.
Okay.
You're never going to heaven, just so you know. First of all, a couple reasons. Doesn't exist. And
That might stop me from going.
you're going to Atlantis before you're going to heaven.
I thought you said. Wait, I thought you said Atlanta.
Yeah, you'll be in Atlanta from November 14th to the 16th.
Atlanta is heaven if you're a big fan of Coca-Cola. Because that's the home of it.
Let me hear your argument against making shit racial.
Oh, you're back. Oh, okay, you're back to that.
No, because I've got more racial questions.
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying I don't believe that this podcast exists as a forum to talk about race every week. I think this podcast exists as a podcast, and our conceit is that we have black guests, not to talk
Well, we can
about-
just talk. Race is going to just jump into it anyway.
Yeah, no, it will.
it's
That's
not
what I
to
was.
talk-
Race is going to come into it anyway.
Whenever
Right,
black
that-
people and white people talk within 10 minutes,
Yeah.
somebody goes, "Well, that's
Yeah.
some white people
Like,
shit."
okay, y'all remember Slip and Slide?
Right.
Like, you would just slip on the thing. But, like, the reason that I think we're doing this is not necessarily so that we can suss out race. It's so that we can have guests that have not been approached on podcasts
that are not
before.
good at
Okay,
swimming.
well, just like the slip and slide, you might have had a slip and slide. Black people just had garbage bags taped together, and we'd open a hydrant. So, see, race is
right.
back in it
See?
again.
Yeah, but you know what?
Back in the
you
game,
presume
baby.
Too much because I
back
would-
where we belong.
I'm a welfare kid. So
Are you
might-
really?
I might have taped those trash bags.
You
together
might have,
myself.
but you said remember slip and slide. You
Hey,
didn't say
you were
remember when you used to
saying-
tape the garbage bags together.
You're right.
Yeah, you didn't
Touche,
say. Remember?
touche.
Yeah, exactly.
You were doing product
You're
placement.
right. You're right about that. Okay,
Tony
you got
had
me
no
on that.
idea what you were talking about
Yeah, he
until
was
you
like,
explained
slip
what it
and
was.
slide?
What?
Go back one
Is that
step.
like Hamburger Helper? All right. You were saying your brother. You have another brother that's.
My brother is a rabbi. So you guys all have comedian brothers. My older brother.
I can top that.
Okay, what do you got?
One of my brothers is a Muslim.
Okay.
Two are Hebrew Israelites.
Wow. Oh, yes, let's talk about that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
They're the dudes in the suits of armor.
Yes.
On
You know, it'd be
Subway.
hilarious if I was walking past one of them and I'm like, "That sounds like Tony and Chris."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's potentially
You would
could
see.
happen.
They look like me. You would-
Do they have
like
armor?
That guy looks like Tone.
Do they have armor?
fucking funny.
Not armor, but you know.
They have like a cod piece and
Yeah.
stuff. I've seen like leather.
They
stuff,
wear
like
a sash.
Yeah,
don't
and
they?
their belief. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Their belief is.
I'm. This is going to be guess. Some of it
Oh,
will be
you don't know?
me guessing, but continue.
Correct me.
I'll answer what I know.
Correct me if you think I'm wrong. Their belief is that the 12 tribes of Israel, which historically or pseudo historically they say disappeared, in fact separated out into all the major races in the world: Asian people, Latino people, black people, and that all of those groups were actually descended from one of the tribes of Israel, except the Jews. Strangely enough, weirdly enough, they are pretty anti-Semitic, which is weird because they are Semitic at the same time. Yeah, do you know?
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, and so what they do is they put on armor, because everybody knows that when you if you have armor on, then that's how you get your point across in a more forceful way. Because if somebody doesn't agree with you, then you can take them to like a cave where a dragon is, or you can save them from a maiden, or cut their head off, or something like that.
Right. Again, hocus pocus. It's just all religion, none of it. When people go, Scientology is the biggest, but it's like, have you heard the other ones? And they go, oh, everyone in Scientology makes it in show business. Wait till you hear about Judaism, because these motherfuckers are killing it out here.
Oh, you think everything about religion is bullshit?
I've never heard anything in a religious text other than like the very basic, like doing to others as you would, and all that shit, that I think has any legitimacy.
How much religious text have you read?
Just the Bible.
You've never heard anything in the Bible that had any legitimacy?
I mean, not legitimacy, but like it all just seems like when they explain the origins of it might as well be like, and then a horse came from the sky, and he was wearing fucking leather, and he doesn't believe the Jew. It's like, you know why what's his name got in trouble? Salman Rushdie got in trouble.
The horse coming from the sky, that happened. And he was wearing leather, right?
He was wearing leather, and he fucking
there's a horse wearing leather. He was wearing a leather jacket, and he got on a motorcycle.
Rosh Hashanah. He came down on Rosh Hashanah.
And he jumped over a bunch of sharks. It was a horse with a font, and then at
that
the end,
might as well
he
be
put his
like
hoofs
this
up,
is a
and
That's why they say
Ecclesiastes.
jumping the shark.
They
Right?
turned into thumbs, and it was Fonzie.
That's
the whole
where that
time.
came from.
It was Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler is a horse.
All right,
Jew.
Tony.
Horse Jew.
So
Yeah.
when do you guys spend holidays together?
Yeah.
And is it funny, or is it tense, or do you guys not talk about that
my
shit?
brothers. It's like,
But you know what's interesting about people?
What do they talk about? Like, we yelled at. What are they accomplishing? Like, we yelled at 5 people today.
You know what's interesting about people like you, though, Neal?
Go.
Is that religious people are arrogant, and they do believe that they know everything. But atheists are arrogant in the precise same way.
I couldn't agree more.
Which is just fundamentalist. It's
Yes.
just everything you believe is
couldn't agree
bullshit,
more.
and we know the absolute truth for sure. And that's why agnostics are the
agree.
best.
Oh, are you agnostic too?
Well,
You never really said what you is.
You're right. I didn't say what I is, and what I is I am a horse. I am a horse that wears leather and armor. What I am is I am between a believer and an agnostic. So I think we have the full.
We have the full
Well,
spectrum.
I think that's
We
what
got
an
it all covered, yeah.
agnostic might be.
Well, no, except that I would never say.
Well, you've been to Burning Man. See, there's some spirituality there. That's
I
gotta-
do believe in a white man in the sky with a beard who sits on a throne. That I believe in.
What do you think? Are you on? Do you believe Jesus is black?
I do.
Wait. He can't be black. He's not white either.
Okay, so why can't I believe he's black?
I believe he looks like. I believe he looks like.
Because he's from Brooklyn?
He wasn't from a region where black people were
I believe he
from.
looks like Maz Jobrani.
Yeah, that's more correct. That's about right.
If Jesus was that likable,
All we have to do
Maz
is...
Jabroni?
yeah.
All we have to do
On
is...
stage,
Yeah,
charming.
They love him. They love him.
sweet.
Okay, so...
Shout out to Maz Jabroni.
Shout out to Maz Jobrani.
You want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
On Maz Jabroni?
I want you to...
What's your theory?
Jabroni.
What's your theory on Jesus?
It's not about Jesus. It's just like a
He just want to play something. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm not
You said
going to play
something.
anything.
Okay.
I came up.
You want to hear my theory?
Why are you stepping
Niggas
out of
ain't
the
shit but hoes and tricks. Go ahead.
That's it. I'm not saying it.
Oh, see, Tony called him out on it.
That's sad.
Tony called him out on it.
Looks sad
Go
right
ahead,
now.
go ahead, hit it.
I wasn't going to play a
Well,
sample.
well,
I
go
just
ahead.
happen to have my finger over here.
But you just put it
I'm
back
always
there.
on the
You
ready.
just put it back there. Go ahead. What's on that? Hit that button. See
Which
what
one?
happens. Yeah.
Which one? This
Your
one?
theory button.
What was that?
all you got?
No, I don't. I didn't have a joke there.
Wait,
You had a
so What were
theory.
you going to say?
I had a theory. There's no name for it yet.
Go for it. Kick it.
The theory is that there is a God and there is not a God.
Whoa. I've
You know
never
what I
heard
mean?
that.
That's deep,
Keep
son.
talking.
Of course, you never heard that
That's
because I
deep,
made
son.
it up. It's my theory.
Is the God that is not a God, is that God black?
It's like the whole
Does he
the
have a
wave,
black
the wave,
sun?
The wave comes in, the wave goes out, the moon comes.
That's
in,
deep,
the moon
son.
goes out.
Interesting.
Yo, that shit. He's
Yin yang.
dropping gems
it's the
right
yin
now.
yang whole thing.
It's
Are you part of the Wu-Tang Clan?
All right. So you did stand up from when to when?
wait.
From 98
How did that
until
happen?
forever.
When did you move out here?
I moved out here 2005, 2004.
For a job, or you just like?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna go
came
to
out.
the
I
new-
came out like in 2001. I did Montreal Comedy Festival. I had a great set. You know, all the suits come rushing you like,
Right.
hey, you got to come to LA. So I came out in 2001. Took the meetings with all the networks. They did some showcases. Went on some auditions. Nothing happened. Went right back home. I never wanted to live in California. It was
Right.
never a goal of mine, a dream of mine. So every time I didn't have to be here, I would run right back to Brooklyn. And then I got the sitcom and had to move out.
Do you like it here?
It's okay. The All of Us audition went like this. Monica Swan saw me doing stand-up at the Laugh Factory. She said, hey, Will Smith is doing this sitcom. I think you'd be great for this role. You should come and audition. Bet. I totally 100% was going to the audition just to meet Will Smith. The
You never met him.
No, I had never met him. I met him when he was on my brother's show, but it was just in like my brother was
Right.
like, hey, this is my
That's
brother.
what's up,
You know,
yeah.
so many people, they just pushed me out the
Yeah.
way. It was like I was like, I'm going to go shake his hand, tell him I'm a big fan. You know, the reality of it was, in my mind, was there's going to be 20,000 people auditioning for this part.
Right.
The chances of me getting it, So at least I'll meet Will Smith. But I
Right.
will be as prepared as I possibly can be.
Did you bring an autograph book?
No. I never had an autograph book in my life.
Did you have a 12-inch LP of Parents Just Don't Understand?
No.
Okay.
I had brand new funk.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Anyway, so I go to the audition, kill it, shake Will's hand, big fan. I leave, I get home, and they're like, my manager, who I was staying at my manager was getting divorced, so he wasn't staying at his house, nor was his wife. He let me stay at this empty house. It was cool. I had my own spot. I get there, and he comes through like, yo, they just called. They want you to come back tomorrow. Do the same thing. So I get a call back. I get home, same thing. I get another call back, and every time I go back, it's more people in the room.
Right.
And the final callback was like maybe 30 people in the room. I went in, read.
Who else did you sit in the waiting room with other people and shit?
Were there any
The
black
first
Israelites in the room?
the first audition, every black comic you've ever
Right.
seen in the room, in the hallway.
It was like Comic View.
yeah, and everybody's like, I'm going to kill this shit, son. And I just went and sat in the corner quietly.
Shucky Ducky there?
He might have been next to
Ducky.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Everybody's there. And then it just kept dwindling down, like 80 guys, then 10, then 4.
Can I ask you, did you feel that there was a qualitative concentration as well? Like the first audition was every comic you knew, and then it was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then by the time
I didn't think it was quality until it got down to like the last 4.
And you were like, this dude is a good comic. I know him.
Yeah.
Was it all comics? Or was
Pretty
it
much. It was all comics that I remember. I remember seeing Chris Spencer there. I remember seeing Alex Thomas there. Everybody, man. Rodney Perry.
Chucky Ducky?
Shucky Ducky.
Very good.
Kool-Aid.
Dan Fool? Was Dan Fool there?
Dan Fool was not there.
Food Stamp?
Scruncho?
Scruncho was probably there.
Was Food Stamp there?
Food Stamp was not there.
Is there a Food
Who was
Stamp?
actually a friend of mine.
Oh, Food Stamp is a friend of yours?
We did a show together in Macon, Georgia.
Very cool.
I did a show in Macon, Georgia with Food Stamp and
is he 50 Cent's
Black
brother?
Casper and Tony Rock.
Black Casper.
Guess who didn't do good?
Tony
I'm going to
Rock?
bet the guy with his government name.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What'd
Doug
you say?
just asked you if... Ask again, Doug.
Is that guy 50 Cent's brother?
It's his half-brother Food Stamp.
I respect you for not wanting to waste the joke. He made him tell it again.
Absolutely. Now you in LA, you fuck with. Do you fuck with white rooms? Do you go to?
Absolutely.
I mean, do you go to black? Do you ever just go to like?
I'm not a black comic. I'm a comic.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck with black rooms. He fucks with rooms.
I do the factory Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
I just happen to do it Sunday and host, and everybody's like, "Oh, he hosts on Sunday," but I'm there more.
Do you do the Comedy Union or the?
I do the Comedy Union. I don't call in spots. I just go in when I feel like going in and steal a spot.
Do you ever feel like I want to?
My club is the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, no,
That's my club.
that's how I know.
I'm at the Improv sometimes. The Comedy Store won't give me spots.
Oh, you had an interesting point because about doing time and crowd work when you first started.
When I first started going on the road,
right,
I was billed as, it was like I would open for Kim Coles.
right,
I would open for John Witherspoon. And it was Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother.
Literally
and
on the marquee,
Literally
Chris
on the
Rock's
marquee,
brother.
on every flyer. Tony
that
Rock,
bother
Chris
you?
Rock's brother. No, because comedy club owners don't care about comedy. They just want to put asses in the seat.
No shit.
So they could
Preaching
care
to the
less.
choir right
you know
now.
what I mean?
Preaching to the
So
gay
it's Tony
choir.
Rock. It's Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, and Kim Coles from Living Single.
Right.
And people are coming to see Chris Rock's brother. So after a while, it was like, wow, it's more people coming to see this kid than coming to see the headliner. So let's let him headline. But to be honest with you, I did not have enough time, but I wasn't going to say that.
Right.
So I would do 10 minutes of material and 10 minutes of crowd work. And 10 minutes of material and 10 minutes of crowd work and end with a big bang and get off stage.
The Big Bang, but you
And
believe
then
in
it just
God,
kept-
I thought. Why would you
The
end
Big
with
Chill.
the Big Bang?
It was the Big Chill.
The Big
It was the
Chill,
Big Chill.
which is what Tony called the Ice Age.
Do you ever think, Tone, that like I'm a sinner? Do you ever think like I have fallen?
Absolutely not.
All right, well that's because everybody
Absolutely
just picks and
It's
chooses
interesting.
what they like
Do you
from
think that
religion.
people
Like
that
I
don't
like that. I don't like that.
Well, religion and believing that there's a God, I think, are two different things.
Do you believe that people that don't
The
believe
religion is the human organization of
Yes.
belief.
Right.
Which is,
Religion-
I think, is retarded. But
Religion actually separates people.
yeah.
Believing in God is something totally different.
That's something
Yeah.
between you and your own
Right.
personal beliefs.
Right. I think a person that is a fundamentalist about religion is as unapproachable and uninteresting and horrible to be around as a person that is fundamentalist about atheism. Anybody that's fundamentalist about anything is not somebody I want to talk to unless they're fundamentalist about sucking this dick.
That was perfect, by the way. That was
really
perfect.
beautiful.
You brought that in perfectly.
Doug, you really nice. That was nice.
You killed that one. You killed that one.
Killed it.
Like, yeah.
All right, so Tone, you knew. Speaking of Van by the River, you knew Farley,
I did, yeah.
and
Yeah.
did he was.
Very, very cool guy. The
I'm
coolest.
assuming exactly what you would think. So and Sandler, you knew. So you knew.
Yeah,
like,
Sandler's great. Sandler,
Oh,
we used to
man.
play basketball
Before
together.
Sandler
Do you
died.
still know him? Do you still see him?
I haven't
He's
seen
dead,
him
too.
in some time, but yeah, we used to play basketball together on Saturdays. It was real cool.
Yeah. Spade,
Can I tell you?
Schneider.
Spade was kind
Oh,
of
I thought you were doing
Spade
a
was kind of
racist thing again.
standoffish.
Yep.
Snyder's kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
Sandler would talk to us. Farley would talk to us. Everybody else was kind of weird. Tim Meadows was cool. Everybody
Yeah.
else didn't say shit to us.
Who was us?
Me and my brothers.
Well, maybe because you were spouting a lot of
Yeah, maybe you had
Hebrew
armor
Israelite
on.
shit.
Did you have armor on? Because I would.
Yeah.
I might not. Talk
Yeah,
to
it was
you either.
weird. I don't know why they wouldn't talk to
So
us.
it
They
was
were very
Chris Rock,
standoffish.
Tony Rock, and then two dudes from the Middle Ages. Actually, I don't know. You want to know another thing that made me sad this week?
Go.
This is really going to be a downer.
Go right ahead.
I was bummed out by the execution of Troy Davis.
Yeah.
I thought that was some crazy ass shit, and that shit fucked me up.
Did it legitimately fuck you up?
When were you bummed out? The day of his execution?
Yeah, it's like.
Or were you following this story the
No,
whole
I
time?
wasn't an activist. What I've come to. This is interesting. Like, I think when I was young, I
Right.
believed in the death penalty. I was like, people need to die for certain crimes, which that's one argument, which may or may not be true. But when Troy Davis and other people that have been executed whose innocence was in doubt. Now, I don't even know enough about the case. I don't think Troy Davis did it or didn't do it. I don't know shit. But I do know that there was a lot of doubt.
Right.
And I already knew this, but I went and looked it up. 139 people have been exonerated after having been committed to a death sentence, and a lot of them posthumously. A lot of them are straight up dead. So that bummed me out.
A lot of the posthumous
Straight up
people,
dead.
they're straight up dead. Yo, they ain't
dead,
never
son.
coming back, yo.
Yeah, I'm street too. I'm not-
But that's Tony. That's like that old joke Dave used to do about like white people didn't know that the justice system was fucked up until the OJ trial.
yeah.
Right.
And then it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, totally.
Wait
right.
until it was on
Yeah.
Newsweek. Like that's whereas white people just assume.
Yeah.
But now I think to a fault, black people assume that all black people are innocent. I think
No, not me. OJ did it.
Right.
You want
I
me to
think
say
you
it?
think that
Want me
from
to
the
say it?
beginning?
OJ did it.
People
Did you think that from the beginning? Though?
Okay, you want to hear? Can I?
Please.
Okay, this is what it was. OJ murdered Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown. Right. Her family killed her. Let me explain. OJ murdered.
This
her
is like Doug's God is and is not.
Look, her family killed her.
Makes sense to
do
me.
you have a sister?
Doug gets
do you have
it.
do you have a sister?
Yeah, I got a.
You got a
sister
sister?
or a sister?
Yes.
You have a sister?
Yep.
I have two sisters. How many times would a guy hit your sister before you took his life?
Punch her?
Hit her, like hurt her, send her home.
oh, yeah.
swallow her
I know
face.
what-
The first time. The first time.
No, for me,
Yeah.
the infinite.
The first time his life is gone. So OJ beats her up. Now, here are the facts. OJ was known to take the whole family on vacation every summer when he went to the Pro Bowl,
Right.
Honolulu, Hawaii. Took the whole family. So OJ beats her up. She comes home to her family, to her father who raised her, her protector. damn, OJ takes us on vacation every year. You know what? You guys work it out.
And they gave him a car dealership,
Sends her back to OJ. OJ beats her up again, buys the father a Hertz dealership, his own Hertz dealership.
By the way, I just keep thinking
Sends her back. Her back. Work it out. Now she pops up dead. They're responsible for her death.
I think the dad actually called and said, "Look, I need a second dealership. I'm going to need you to get popped in the face."
They're responsible.
She's a grown woman.
He murdered them. They didn't help.
Listen, your father's. So at what point is your father not your father?
Well, my father's dead, and so that was the point.
But that's what OJ committed the crime. OJ committed the crime, but to send her back to this guy time and time again, no way.
Yeah,
they are responsible.
Right.
And if it wasn't about money. Now people are like, well, you making it seem like it was about money. It was about money because once he got off, they tried to get him in the civil case. Like, at least let's get some money from him. If my sister's gone, it doesn't matter if I get paid at the end of the day.
Right. No,
but I think that's civil cases are just like, fuck it. Let's get something.
Yeah.
What I think happened when white America saw black people cheering after the OJ verdict, they saw black people that were cheering that they always thought OJ was innocent. But what was that's why they were baffled. How could they be cheering? It's so obvious he's guilty. But my perspective on it, and tell me if you would disagree with me, Tony.
I know what you're going to say. We were cheering at the fact that for once that people's eyes have been opened to how
there is injustice in both. Finally, some injustice has been done, and it wasn't to us for the first time ever.
Right. I think OJ did it. You want to hear a black guy say it? OJ did it.
Oh, this is all right. We can now end this podcast forever. Now that we've got one black guy.
No, what we need to end the podcast, we would need like a suburban soccer mom to be like, I think he's innocent.
Exactly. So but it's a shame that OJ got to cash that check, so to speak. You know what I mean? All the fucked up shit, and then this dude, this like knucklehead.
But that's why he's in jail now for stealing his own jersey.
Right.
Because God is real.
What?
That's right. Oh, here's my theory on why you might believe that there's some moral code that is beyond just random happenstance. I'm curious what the listeners think.
I believe it's built in. I believe it's built into humanity.
I'm saying something else. I'm curious what Neal thinks, and Tony, and Doug. Everything that is really, really pleasurable, fucking, eating rich foods, taking drugs, smoking, drinking,
podcasting,
all of those things have a built-in consequence meter. You get AIDS, you get fat, you get alcoholism. So it almost seems like there is a moral compass built into the fiber of the universe saying, don't overindulge in this, don't overindulge in this. And I think, I'm not saying that's proof that there's a God. I'm saying it's baffling. It's crazy to me that the things are the most fucking is like, every human being wants to fuck. They're just like animals that want to just root their noses into pussy, which is the foundation principle of the black Israelites. No, it's not. But what do you think of that?
I think that
you're being drawn to AIDS at every point of every moment.
You're not, because you can wear rubber.
But that's some other shit that we've done to But in truth, STDs are like insect. They're insect. You also get HPV. You can't prevent HPV with a condom. Believe me. I'm just kidding. I don't have that. That's HPV.
Now you do.
Yeah.
What you can eat rich food if you have a fast metabolism. He just ate a fucking Big Mac and he's skinny as fuck.
Oh, you're right. Black people generally don't die of eating poor food related causes. You're right. That's a good point.
No, but okay, I can eat a lot, and that's just physics you're talking about. I don't think that
physics?
It's like. Yeah. What about a runner's high? Because you can get high from jogging.
That's a great point that you make that I can refute. Exercise and things that are good for you, they do feel good, but they take effort to do. You have to get yourself into the mode where you can be a person that exercises regularly. It takes time to become an exerciser. It does not take time to become a fucker because you have an instinct that pulls you toward it.
Oh, it takes time.
But you.
That's because you went away to Colorado for a whole.
It takes time.
When you were in high school.
It takes a lot of time, guys, and effort.
Yeah, I mean that just strikes me as insufficient. It's circumstantial.
I'm not saying that that's a proof that there's a God. I'm saying.
Right. That's just like people have urges to fuck and eat and do all that shit, and there's a fucking consequence to overindulgence. I don't think
I just said those things.
No, right, but I don't see that that's proof of anything other than because it happens to horses. It happens to all animals. If you overdo it, horses can get diseases from fucking. Dogs can get dog AIDS. That's a huge thing. Cat PV.
There is actually feline HIV. That's a
No,
real
of
thing.
course, and it's not from because they're sinful. It's just fucking.
Oh, I'm not saying it has anything to do with sin. I'm saying that I'm not saying you're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that God has put consequences in a thing to make you go, oh, I've been naughty, I shouldn't fuck. But in fact, what it's telling you to do is to not overindulge.
I think what your case you're making is for Darwinian evolution.
Yeah, I mean that's that if you overdo it, you will be left by the wayside.
No, I'm saying why
You
is
have
it
these
that all of
urges.
the great pleasures in life are addictive and can kill you?
Here's
That's
a question.
crazy.
Yeah.
Tony, do you believe that people are basically good?
I believe people are basically good. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm really.
You think people are basically evil?
I think people are right on the cusp at all times. Like I've been doing a joke this week about people are so shitty that Mother Teresa is famous for giving out soup.
She gave out a lot of soup.
No, she gave out a shitload of soup, but
Right.
it's like, is that the standard? It's like she just gave out soup, and people are like, I can't get over this.
It's crazy. It's like every year when Jamie does the Thanksgiving and Christmas, I go down to the factory.
Yeah, me too.
I do maybe 1 or 2 shifts.
Yeah.
Just putting gravy on their mashed
Yeah.
potatoes, and people are like, "Oh, you're such a saint."
I know.
And it's like,
And
really?
like
Is that
the
what
least? It's the lowest possible
it's like,
standard.
I'm going home to fuck right after this. Like,
But
am I
yeah,
really a
no,
saint?
exactly. That's the. But so I just feel like the standards are so low, and people are just waiting for. There's some saying like people are one. It's like if the stoplights start working, it'll just be instant chaos. Having said that, there's 7 billion people on the earth, and CNN is like pretty quiet. For the most
Neal,
part. You know what I mean?
Maybe what Moshe is trying to say is like the humans' basic instincts will lead. They need some kind of guidance.
And it's
right?
built into the fabric of the universe. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I will.
It's like if things go unchecked, 1% of the population is going to own 30% of the wealth or whatever.
That'll never
going
happen.
on.
Wait, it's already
I
happening?
can already
Yeah,
read
like-
the emails saying you guys are trying to be deep and aren't. All of you.
No, I think it's you guys
can
are.
already
I don't.
picture them in
I'm
my
not
mind.
going to read those emails.
Yeah, we should. Please don't send those emails.
No, fuck. I don't think that we're trying.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I will eat ass on a first date. I mean,
Who won't? I agree with you on that.
Will you? Won't.
you won't.
I'm
will
an
you?
ass theist.
Bang.
You should have hit. Come
Sound
on, man.
effect
What the
yourself.
fuck?
I believe in ass.
Tone.
Hey, can I just pop something in? Just something that was on my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every week I gotta like find sound bites and stupid samples and stuff. But if people out there who are listening want to make custom drops for the champs,
Oh, that'd be funny.
send
No
them to
shit.
the email address.
Email thechamps@gmail.com. Send Doug your drops.
or any sound effect you want to hear, any shout out.
Just subject Doug drops.
That'll
Yeah.
work.
go. There you
Subject
go.
to. Yeah, but I believe that people are right on the. I won't eat ass unless I got to be pretty.
That you were literally
I
having
got to be
both
pretty. I
conversations
was going to
at
go
once.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
spiritual, and then I was
I mean,
like,
it's
go back
complicated to think
ass.
of a world with a moral fiber built into it, and and I love the taste of ass for some weird reason. It's like I just like.
I don't. Do you think people are basically good? I think that because you just look at all the fucked up shit you do on a daily basis that just people don't know about.
know what,
Not
but-
even fucked up, but just ignorant. Like meaning, like
Yeah.
fuck you, homeless guy. You're invisible to me.
It's almost for my own sanity to just believe that people are good. Like if I walked around every day thinking everybody's
Right.
fucking evil,
Yeah,
I-
that's
I-
You gotta
I'm-
have faith
I'd be
that
shooting
people
motherfuckers,
are
yeah.
good. Otherwise,
you know,
there
fighting
would
everybody.
be no
yeah.
infrastructure. or
Right,
anything.
Right.
So it's like my own. To make it through the day, I have to believe there's some type of goodness in a person.
Right, no, I believe that people. I don't believe that people are evil. I don't walk around going like these evil ass motherfuckers. I
And then
just
if
think
somebody
that
gets over on me, it's like, all right, you got that, but fuck it. You know, what can you do?
when someone gets over on
Like, you know, like, hey man, can you give me $1? Cause and they run around the corner and buy crack. It's like, you got me. You know,
you. Right. But that's their food.
Right. That's their soup. That crack dealer is
That's
Mother
their soup,
Teresa
yeah.
to them.
I was Mother Teresa to
Yeah.
them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the homeless people
Oh,
thing
you
is a
used to
good
sell crack?
example.
No, I never sold crack. No.
Jay-Z should have to go back and sell drugs for a year if he wants to keep rapping about it. Like he needs to get like
Go put some more
job
time
training.
in.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't sell drugs. This is like a 5-to-1 ratio with rapping about something you did 20 years ago.
Right.
at this
But you
point.
know
It's
what?
like,
That's what life is about talking about the crazy shit you did when you were a kid. Sorry. Also, you know
missed
who's
that too.
You guys been swearing?
You know who's a studio gangster? Real talk?
Every gangster is a studio
Douggpound.
gangster.
DJ Douggpound is a studio gangster.
Every gangster is a studio
That
gangster.
is so true.
Every rapper is a studio. Every
You know who's
every
not a
gangster
studio
rapper
gangster?
is a studio gangster.
Yeah.
I heard Drew Down wasn't a studio gangster, but then again, I don't know anything about anybody.
Yeah, Drew Down was a pimp.
Yeah, a real pimp.
Yeah, he was
That I don't even know about Drew.
he was a real
Some
pimp.
Oakland
But
shit, man.
every gangster rapper is a studio gangster.
I couldn't agree more because it's a job.
Yeah.
That's the thing about
It's like you get-
about hip hop and show business. Like, no, it's a job, and
Yeah.
you can't be like. Although Biggie technically was selling drugs while he had a
Everybody has.
No, some people did some stuff.
Yeah,
To,
like
before.
on the cusp.
Yeah, but no real gangsters in the studio.
Gangsters
With the yellow pad, thinking, "How come nothing rhymes with orange?"
Tom, why you never have a girlfriend?
That's a good question.
No, I'm wondering what's your emotional constitution. The Rocks are all very stoic. It's hard to get a real read on like what's going on in that.
And I believe that in this town, living in Los Angeles, let's say 96% of the women
I was going to say you went a little low.
undateable in this town.
Okay, but extremely fuckable.
Extremely fuckable. Extremely fuckable.
100% fuckable.
Extremely drive around in my Cadillac with them and show them off. Extremely walk into the comedy store.
you
and
have a
show them off.
Cadillac?
But yes, indeed.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
you do.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He got real
No,
aggressive
but
in his face
not
when I said
dateable.
that, by the way.
But in New York, it's not like you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, but I can't. Look what we do. I can't be in a long distance relationship. It wouldn't work.
Have you
not what I do.
have you ever been in love?
I don't think so.
I never was until like last year.
Oh, you
I might, maybe once. Maybe once.
I was in love once.
Then you can
Maybe
answer
once.
the question: is there life after love?
Fuck chicks, dude.
I wanted that fucking shared song so bad.
I think I was in love one time, maybe.
Even when
And
you were
what
a
happened?
kid.
Well, when you're a kid, you think you love everybody.
Here's my real theory about love.
In my adult life, like I think I really.
And
love
did
this
you?
person.
Was this a girlfriend or just a?
It was a
girl you
girlfriend. I had a girlfriend. Yeah.
know? What year were you doing stand up?
I was doing stand up. I had a girlfriend. Then I got a TV show, and then girls started coming out the woodwork.
and
I
you
know,
went
it's hard.
You
and then,
turned left.
And this is I turned left, but then I think she kind of felt like he's about to turn left. So then her
Right.
grip got tighter, which made me more.
I like a
you
tight
know-
grip though. Sometimes they do both hands. I like that.
No, the other girl, the girls that were coming out the woodwork were doing both hands.
The
yeah.
pepper mill.
Yeah,
they call it.
pepper mill.
We're
that's
doing
right.
Crushed pep- yeah,
we're doing the
fresh
dick
the Dick Pepper Mill.
dick pepper mill.
Anybody, if you can get in touch with Dick Pepper Mill, tell me it was
I prefer to shake weight.
Oh, that's how you give hand jobs?
Oh, hey, this is a question that again because we're do you guys do you jerk off just with nothing, with no lube?
No, I'm circumcised. You can't do that.
Well, no, I
Are
know.
you
I was talking to
uncircumcised?
Jeff Ross, and
Does the flap provide lube?
Apparently, or some shit. I don't know. Are you circumcised? It doesn't matter.
yeah, I'm
Forget it.
circumcised.
Are
yeah,
you?
I'm circumcised.
Are you?
Of course.
Dougpound.
There was a-
Circumcised.
I did it myself.
My man.
You did it
yourself? Up in the mountains in Colorado.
Mine actually has the outfit of a black Israelite on it.
It has a
little-
sash
like a tunic.
and a
And a little leather.
it's holding a book.
Yeah, and it's talking
holding
about
the,
12 tribes of Israel and how the
protocols
Jews
of
are
Zion.
one. It's talking about me, and it's pointing upward at me because I have a boner pretty much all the time.
Do you, all right, because Jeff Ross was and Jordan Rubin, I may believe that, were saying that they just jerk off hand
That's
on
weird.
dick.
Hand on dick.
Wait a minute. So you
No lotion.
Dry.
I don't use lotion all the time.
No. I use saliva.
Oh, yeah, I use like a man's mouth. I'm kidding.
You use a man's mouth.
No, I use a man's ass. No, I want to know what's interesting about me. This is no. Let's continue this.
Of course I do. I do a podcast with you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
No, this isn't about lube though. I use lotion.
Okay.
I use lotion.
It seems like every black person I know has used. That's like
Well,
Jergens was like
I get jerked off more than way more than I
Oh, you don't
jerk
jerk off very much.
Yeah, not
or
a
do you
lot.
just get that much sex?
I get jerked
Well,
off. Way
black dudes use lotion because of they get ashy dick.
They get very ashy dick, and
Ashy
dust will come out
That's
of their
hilarious.
pants. Dust will come out
Ashy
when they.
dick.
Then when they go to the bathroom and they undo their pants, a fucking cloud of dust will come
Ashy
out.
dick.
Ashy dick.
All right, now, okay, so
I
you
was
get
gonna-
jerked off a ton.
You get. It would be awesome if you not only didn't jerk off very often, but were constantly getting hand jobs, like not even having sex with women, just and getting apple bites.
Who was saying? Somebody was saying they don't like getting hand jobs. I like anything a
Who said
girl.
I know people that
Who
don't
was
like getting
saying-
blowjobs.
I know 2 guys
It's weird.
that don't like blowjobs.
Me too.
That's
2 guys.
fucking
Maybe it's the same
crazy.
2 guys.
I know 2 guys.
Your brothers. I'm kidding. What's their angle?
Once they say that, I don't even want to have the conversation anymore.
Right.
It's like, I don't even care to hear your argument for
Well,
it.
that's like when a girl goes, "I'll go back to your room, but I'm not going to have sex, but I'll maybe do other stuff." And you're like, "That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
need
I'll
as
take
long
it.
as something shoots out of me.
You know what?
I don't care how you make that
I'll
happen.
take on a bad night. I'll take you just letting me jerk off in front of you.
Absolutely.
Look at Tony, such a pimp. He just, if you could have seen his face, he just gave me a disgusted.
No,
pass.
no,
Are you
you're in
kidding?
Cleveland. It's 2:45. She's like, I'll take my titties out.
And you can jerk off on him.
Too much pride.
I'll go
Let me
to bed.
tell you guys a weird.
Yeah. Have a good night.
That's
Take
just
care.
a weird scene.
Have a good-
I'm with him on that.
Take
Let
care.
me,
Have a
tell
good
you,
night.
let me tell you a factoid of my life on the road. 100% of the time
You get laid.
that I have gone home with a girl. This has happened a number of times that I've gone home with a girl we've been making out after a show, and she's like, "I'm not going to have sex with you." 100% of the time, I will say, "Will you allow me to jerk off?"
Will you say that at the club?
100%. No, this is back. Yeah, at the club. I say, "Well, can I just jerk off?" And 100% of the time, they say yes. And 100% of the time, they then participate. So this is a trick for all of you road comics
Yeah.
out
Good for
there.
you.
No,
I'm
that's the
getting
thing.
out the game.
It just is too uncomfortable. Where they're like, I can't just sit here.
Right, but why did they say yes? Why don't they just leave? If they really want to leave, they're saying, I don't want to feel like a
Okay.
slut. I want to go home now. And
Girls
I say, okay, I'll let
never-
you go, but do you mind if I jerk
They
off?
will never say, "Yeah, let's go fuck." It's got to be like, "Oh, I don't know
But what
if
I'm
I
saying
gotta."
is why they're leaving. They're going.
Girls will never say, "Let's go fuck."
Not in my experience. They always have to deny it.
In Tony and
They have
my
to,
experience,
they have to go.
things are
If you
different.
know a girl, then yeah, but they'll never. They rarely will go. In fact, I'm not gonna say never, but it's fucking weird.
Doug,
when
what do
they
you
say
think?
it.
Do
It's
girls
like
ever
what?
say that to you?
Huh?
Do girls ever say
Nah.
"let's fuck" to you, Doug?
They, it's. I think I'm in agreement with you. Is that they got to play that little dance? Like, nope, absolutely not. And then you say,
To our female listeners, if there are any, will you write us also on the chat? Tell us, do you ever approach men and just proposition them?
And
I
also,
think
will
women,
you-
No, I don't think it's propositioning. Like, I'll do a show, then we go to the after party. After party, chicks from the show are there. They're coming over.
and after the
We
hotel,
take them up in VIP.
Right.
Have
Okay,
some
but
drinks.
do they ever
and then
say-
it's like, if it's like a crew of girls, I go after the one I want, and it's like, hey, let's get out of here.
where do you take them?
Back to the hotel.
And then what about after the hotel? It's the
He was just waiting for that.
after
He was waiting for that.
And after the
But they never say. I'm not saying you don't like that. Like we all do that. Like let's get out of here. But
Right.
do they never say, "I'm gonna fuck you."
I believe that
is
women,
my point.
I believe
They-
women
they-
do that more often on now that there's Facebook than they used to. In person.
I've had girls say,
Right, but
yeah,
a handful probably, right?
maybe 2 handfuls.
A
Wait a minute, though.
double jerk off.
Tony, are you African American?
I am.
Are you, Neal?
No, I'm white.
I am also white, and I think that Tony might have an advantage
With dick slinging.
with just girls coming up and saying,
Hey,
Slinging.
do you guys sext?
"I have sexted."
Yes.
Do you
Because
sext?
I think that's corny. I don't do that.
You
I don't-
do that.
Really?
You're a savage, man. Tony, I can tell. is a
Maybe
real
one or
champ.
two. I'm not going to go back and forth for 30 minutes.
Oh,
of that
I'm not.
bullshit.
I mean,
it's like
but if they're in town, I'm not gonna.
if it's like, hey, what I want to do this. Okay,
right.
well, let's
Let me
get
tell
together,
you.
and then I'm
Okay,
done.
Doug.
I was in Portland peeing in a bush a couple weeks ago. And,
Is this sexually?
Oh, wait.
You were
found-
peeing into a vagina.
this iPhone.
Doug, getting.
Wait, you found
iPhone?
that iPhone?
Whoa. I was
Let
gonna
me
say,
tell my story.
Oh, this was
We're
going to be a
listening,
good
we're
joke,
listening.
man.
Okay, let's hear your good
No,
jokes.
it's too late now. Go ahead.
Oh, there's more sulking. A lot of sulking on this.
I want to hear the story.
No, I want to hear the story too.
Okay, so I found this iPhone, and it was like Portland, kind of drizzling, raining.
Totally.
And this iPhone, it was like in the dirt. It looked like it'd been there for a while. So I put it in my pocket, just thinking, I'll
Sure.
turn it on, see what happens, plug it in. It came to life. No passcode. This thing, it turned out.
I don't have a passcode.
Baux. Put a
we're like,
passcode on your shit.
Okay.
I don't have a passcode.
Let's see.
I don't either.
Put a passcode on.
Yeah. Put a ring on it.
So anyway, we looked through his text messages to be like, okay, what was the last thing you said? Help. This was the last
Whoa.
message that went out.
Help! I'm in a bush getting peed on by
But that was
DJ Douggpound.
just a red herring because I think
That's
he wasn't
scary.
in trouble. But we found this other message this really lengthy
Read it.
sexting
Yes.
with this girl that it turns out he never met. They were just long distance sexters.
That's weird.
You want to read it with me? You play the girl.
Sure.
I don't like this. I feel awful. I don't want to do this.
And you
You're
said
not doing it. Go ahead, Doug.
Go right ahead.
This is some fucking grit sleepover shit. This is like some little girl sleepover.
What
shit.
this is awesome.
Well, you can cut it out.
Yeah, you can cut it out.
Yeah.
All right, go.
We'll put it on Champs After Dark. Okay. Let me get down. Let me get down some good one here. Okay.
All right.
Okay. You can ride my face.
How are you writing and texting me? Dangerous. This guy's gonna kill us.
Do we know who the guy is? No.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm already.
I can't.
Wait, that's
This
yours.
is awful.
I'm already on it. I want to
This is
teleport
awful.
and
This
jizz
is
all
like
over
a
you.
complete invasion of privacy. It's just bad luck.
What are you talking about? Bad luck? You
I'm not going to
atheist?
say who
Hold
it
on,
is.
Hold on.
No, it's bad
You
luck.
fucking
that-
atheist.
No, I'm saying it's a complete invasion of the guy's privacy. He happened to drop a phone, and then we're reading it in public. It's like, ugh.
And you know him and spoke to him.
No.
We can't do this. I'm cutting this out. I refuse. I flatly refuse. This is a complete invasion of privacy.
Okay. It would have been a great bit because it gets
Would've been a
hilarious.
good bit. You
No,
should've
I
just let it go.
again let the bit go. It's awful.
Who's the guy? Say
I
his
tried
name.
something new. I
Say
tried
his
something.
No, it's a good idea, but I don't. It's
What's
a
his
complete
name?
invasion of a guy's privacy.
I'm not going to say his name.
Hey, I found a diary. You guys want to read it?
Yeah, it's called Anne Frank, and it's a hit. It's a big fucking bestseller.
hit.
All right, go ahead and read it. You stumped me.
Really?
No.
I win. You shouldn't have player hated that bit. You should have just cut it out
No.
in post. You should have. You should have. What you did was you stepped on our creative dicks, and right now we both have bruised dicks.
No, I feel a little weird now that you got all like.
I'm putting my foot down and saying it's an invasion of the guy's privacy.
I'm saying you could have cut it out.
It's like
in post.
going. I know, but I feel like I'd
Would you
rather
feel-
talk about it and talk about the fact that our.
So he was
feelings-
sexting and it got really, really racy with the girl.
I know the feeling that you have.
Did she send pictures
and
of him
I
like
got that feeling. I was staying at my friend's house, and there was maybe 5 of us all hanging out, like looking at this phone, like holy shit. And then one of us would pick it up because we had to, and just like look at it for a second, and then be like, no, I can't read anymore. I'm out. Walk away, and then someone else would pick it up and be like, oh my god.
Is he
Yeah, it's
writing?
weird. It's weird. He said, "I want to teleport and jizz." It's like
No.
who says
Do
teleport
you feel
and
like
jizz
it
in
was
the same
an
fucking?
invasion of privacy?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
You think it would?
But who says who says I want to teleport and jizz in your?
Again, I'm not saying it wouldn't have been funny. I'm saying that's not. It's like fucking outing people on the. It's just outing a dude. A dude dropped his phone, and then we're on the internet. Like, then what did he tell us? What else? It's just gross.
I think you do have the bit, the concept of the bit, pretty well down. That is what we were going to do, was read those quotes back and forth.
Yeah, so it's not the kind of we don't. That's not the kind of funny we want.
That's not the kind of funny. Clearly, you don't want.
Do you want to go on this show and read people's texts if they lose their phone? Is that really what you want to
How
do?
could you ask me that question after I just tried
Well,
to do
but
literally that thing?
do you not hear? Do you not see that there's something the matter with that?
Yes, I see the ethical dilemma that you're proposing.
You didn't have any dilemma.
You who does not believe in any moral
I believe in
fiber
ethics.
To the,
You
I
just
don't
don't-
absolutely believe in ethics.
You just don't give a fuck.
I mean, if we hadn't
These
said
are
the
just-
PMS,
Just say it. Just say I don't give a fuck.
I think it's
There you go.
hilarious. I think
That's awful.
No, this is not putting a name or a face to anything. We're just hilarious sex, and they got really like absurd.
I know, but put yourself in his position where
Would have just gotten wet and disappeared, but I found it, and I.
right.
While peeing in a bush.
Well, peeing in a
no,
bush.
I know. But what if it was your phone?
What
Can
if
we-
what if
can
you
we
say
do-
we went online and
I mean, well, where do you draw the line?
got this?
There's
Text
one of the
conversation.
places I
Hold
draw
on.
the line.
But
Hold on.
what if you saw someone's I don't know, blog or something that.
They posted it.
No, what happened with
blog
blogs
is a
is that
post.
William Shakespeare in the original.
What about Anthony Weiner's Wiener shot? Did you
I
shut
didn't
the
look at
computer
it.
off every single time?
I wouldn't look at it.
Did you not jerk off to it once?
I wouldn't look at Anthony Weiner. It's just like, nah, I'm good. I'll look at girls
because we're not naming names.
Oh, you were saying you didn't look at it because you thought it was gay?
No. I didn't look at it because I
It wasn't an ethical thing. That's some gay.
I think if you go online looking for Anthony Weiner's wiener, that's kind of gay.
Did you watch Paris Hilton's sex tape?
How did you say pause the whole time?
That's just as bad.
But, no, it's not because I didn't release it. I didn't steal it and release it.
I didn't watch. I didn't see Paris Hilton's sex tape.
Yeah, you are releasing it, Doug, because we're releasing this onto iTunes.
It, then it's ethically okay for you to read it?
Are you really saying that you didn't release it when you were watching Paris Hilton's sex tape?
Wait, hold up.
That's a sex show.
Did you know that in Paris Hilton's
Thank you very much.
Did you know that in Paris Hilton's sex tape they're fucking to bring the pain?
Yeah. No. They're fucking to bring the pain. No, they're fucking
bigger and blacker.
No. You know what they are? They're fucking to Eddie Griffin.
No, they're fucking to Chrissy.
We did a sketch about it. No, I promise you.
Pull it up.
All right.
Pull it up. Oh, that's kosher. They're fucking to bring the
I
pain?
give consent. They're fucking to Chrissy.
How can you give?
I listened to it. It was Eddie Griffin. I swear to God.
Pull it up.
To be fair, it's impossible to tell the acts of Chris Rock and Eddie Griffin apart. They are literally the same act.
Yeah, no, they do have a lot of crossover. No, I'll look it up after.
Paris Hilton was not fucking Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, that is an odd concept.
Dude, I promise you, we did a sketch about it.
Kim Kardashian fucks to Eddie Griffin.
Kim Kardashian might fuck Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
So you don't see anything wrong with reading someone?
If it had been truly anonymized, if it had been actually anonymous, I don't think that there's anything morally wrong with it. And I'm a moral person.
All right,
to some extent.
Let's take that to email.
Okay.
Email
you can also email. There's a lot of things to email. So far, Doug's drops to our female listeners. Do you proposition men for sex directly? And finally, do you think that the ethical dilemma?
Proposition for sex sounded different than what we were talking about.
We were asking our female listeners if there are any, which I'm not sure that there are. There is one named Jasmine. Is that okay to say?
I don't love it.
I noticed that you called her Jazz when you emailed her directly.
Yeah, because I have a way with people.
I call girls named Jasmine.
Yes.
I had a girlfriend named Jasmine.
But you don't even know her? I think that's unethical for you to assume that she abbreviates her name, Neal.
Okay.
Mr. Atheist over there being all ethical.
I believe in ethics. Absolutely.
I'm just busting.
Okay, so we were saying the three things that are Doug's drops. Girls coming up. Do you walk up to men and say, "Do you want to fuck?" or something like that?
Who's going to say that?
Well, that's Tony saying that should happen.
No, I didn't say they just come out of nowhere and say that. It's like there's some time.
In a conversation.
I've hung out with them for
That'd
some
be
time.
crazy if they came out of nowhere,
and then it's like,
you were just walking by.
What's the least amount of
fuck?
time? What's the least amount of time?
This is good.
30 minutes.
Let's hear the story of the quickest meeting to fucking you've ever had. Tony, go. Can you tell the story, or is it an
or you've ever heard
quickest meeting to fucking?
Like first eye contact.
Okay, I'm in a club.
Dick in the hole.
I'm in a club. I'm leaving a club in. I'm not going to say the city. And we're going to the car. It's a bunch of girls walking to their car. This girl's all over me, like, can I have a hug? Can I have another hug? I'm like, all right, cool. Hey, we going to eat. You want to come? Yeah. You want to get in the car? You can ride with me. She gets in the car. She has a tattoo going up her leg. I say, how high does it go up? She says, it goes all the way up to here. I say, let me see. She says, I would have to take my skirt off for you to see the whole thing. I said, take your skirt off. She took her skirt off. My boy was driving. I was in the back seat. I said, I tapped him on the shoulder, pass me a condom. He passed me a condom. I put it on.
Wait, your friend was in the car?
Yeah. He passed me a condom. I put it on. She turned the little side.
And Bring the Pain was on, right?
Side move,
Eddie Griffin.
The little side. She get a little, lift the cheek up. And I hit in the car on the way to the Waffle House. Wow. 20 minutes.
Oh, I can't wait to come out of the glasses.
Did you say that?
I did.
That was me. Your boy was there? What was he doing?
And he drove past the Waffle House and made a U-turn because I was still
That's
fucking.
a real friend.
He drove past the Waffle House about 4 times.
That's a really good friend.
Then
wait a minute. Why didn't he go to the Waffle House, park, and get out of the car?
One of our boys called me. He's like, why are you guys keep driving past the Waffle House? He's like, Tone's a little busy right now, so we'll get back to. And he just kept driving around.
I'm sorry. I think my question is fair.
So then I finished. I don't know. That's a good question. I finished.
Why not?
And then he pulls into the parking lot.
Did you?
He's like, are you all done, Tony?
Okay,
great. Let's go get some waffles.
Is that it, champ? We all done?
Give me a high five.
What did it say, boss? You ready to eat?
Do you want me to tie that off for you, Tony?
How did the girl, was she hammered?
No. He got out
She was
first.
unconscious,
He
to
got
be
out
fair.
and walked in. We sat in the back talking for a little while, and then I got out.
You and the girl, or you and your friend?
No.
He's like, that was great, Tony.
And then
when you fucked that girl, I was really impressed.
And walked to. That's karma right there.
That's somebody.
That's your daughter?
A girl called me. And then we walked into the Waffle House.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Neal, you got any?
I'm trying to think.
I got a pretty good one.
Nothing that I don't have anything on deck. So it's probably
think about it while I tell this story. I was 16 years old, and I was at a 12-step meeting. And one of the I've told this story on a.
You were addicted to pills?
I was just a little teenage drug addict, as people may or may not know about me.
Okay, I did not know that.
So I was at a 12-step meeting. I will not tell you which one because of the second
an anonymous program.
Wait a second, Neal. Are you sure you're cool with this story? You should cut him off, man.
Bam.
Doug, it's his story.
You do make a good point.
There's probably another party involved, right?
That is true.
This is a solo masturbation story?
That is true.
Is this a solo masturbation story?
Wait, hold on,
story?
guys. Stop texting. Both Tony and Neal are texting. Doug's making a good point. Telling any story.
Look, I have misgivings about that when we tell stories on here.
Let me tell this story and see what you think. You can bleep it out or say this is
If someone
unethical.
sends me a private photo, I will not. I don't do that.
I don't do that either. That's Moshe Kasher talking. You are showing me a picture of a naked person. Oh, it's something you found on the internet? Oh, it's from the other guy's phone? You fucking animal. He just showed me. He's showing me naked pictures of the woman who he was texting with. And there's a can of Pabst between her breasts.
Oh, she's whack.
She's whack?
Yeah, let me see that.
Enjoy hell, believers.
I didn't do anything. What have I done? I'm just trying to get through my story.
This cannot be biblical. This will not pass.
So look, let me finish this story.
Continue, sir.
So I'm at this 12-step.
You know what's funny? No matter what we do on the show, it ends up basically being the same thing, which is we talk about race for a little bit. There's a little skirmish within the family, and then we close with sex.
And there's a deep moment. There is always a deep, actual philosophical moment, and then sex. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
You can't fight your nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to fight your nature, but the reality is you are the podcaster. You are the man that you are.
This is another deep part.
Exactly. So there I am at this 12-step meeting, and one of the sort of weird folk rules of 12-step is that when you're in your first year of sobriety, you don't have sex, which is it's absurd, but it is true that a lot of people will try to abstain for the first year. Not a thing that I think is wise, but it doesn't matter. So I meet this girl. I'm 16. She's either 17 or 15. I don't know. She's either 1 year younger or 1 year older than me. I can't remember. And she's like, starts talking about how she's newly sober and her sponsor has told her she can't have sex for a year, but she's such a horny girl and she loves to fuck so much, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying to her, I'm like, that's my that's my cue to start like flirting with her and fucking with her and saying suggestive stuff to the point that we start flirting and she's getting turned on. Now, let me say that this story sounds fake, but it's not. So we go outside after the meeting. And
every great story sounds fake.
Yeah, right.
Every great story, every you're not going to fucking believe this story.
Yeah, right.
It sounds fake and it's fucking real.
Yeah, and this is. I mean, I was so young to have my one of my most exciting sex.
I hate to sound like a comic, but I got to write that down. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It'll be released on the podcast of the Champ. So if you ever forget it, you can just listen.
I'll put it into
notes. Yeah. All right. So she, after the meeting, we're coming outside, and we've been fucking with each other the whole time. And she's, I think, turned on at this point. She says to her sponsor, this person that's told her don't fuck for a year, this is the part that sounds ridiculous. She goes, she pulls out the money from her purse and says, I have $15. We should, like jokingly, we should go get a male prostitute. And I say, I'll fuck you for 10. And she turns around and walks. We're in the front of a church. You're not going to like this, Tony. We're in the front of a church because a lot of meetings are at churches.
I love this.
Why wouldn't I like this?
Okay, well, so we're in the front of a church, and she turns around. We're in the front.
Was the pastor standing there going, ha?
Exactly. Ha! So she turns around and starts walking to the back of the church, and I follow her thinking, I'm going to call this girl on her bluff. This is ridiculous. We go to the back of the church, which is a preschool that the church runs, and on the other side of the preschool is an enormous apartment building with all of the windows facing the preschool yard. She's wearing, I remember, knee-high combat boots, a short plaid, this tank girl look.
You know what's funny? That's exactly what I pictured her wearing.
No shit?
I swear to God. I like plaid, like mini skirt.
Plaid mini skirt,
nose
knee-high
ring.
combat boots, that kind of girl, nose ring, and fishnet stockings. She undoes one boot, takes one boot only off, takes one side of her fishnets off, lays down on the ground. Oh, first she goes to hand me the money.
Is this daylight or night?
This is at nighttime. I wish to this day that I had taken the money, but I didn't. This is how you know it's a true story, because it would be such a better story if I had taken the money.
You would have been a legit prostitute.
Yeah, I said to her, I don't want your fucking money. And she takes one fishnet off. We lay down on the playground, on the rubber mat, and fuck in this church preschool playground.
Facing kids?
No, it's at night. It's at night. But facing this apartment building where people are looking down. We just fuck totally like little animals on the ground. We get up afterwards.
Did you have a rubber or no?
No.
Yeah.
And we get up afterwards.
Yeah.
We get up afterwards, and I say something. I mutter something like, "Was that good for you?" She. Yeah. She gets up. I say, "Was that good for you?" She opens up her purse, takes out her pack of cigarettes, takes out 2 cigarettes, lights them both at the same time, throws one on the ground and says, "That's for you," and walked away, and I've never seen her since.
Wow. Now
Throws one on the
you're
ground.
fucking with the champs.
And I was so fucking elated by the situation. I picked up the cigarette, I started smoking it, and I started walking. And you know, like a scene where it's like Harry Met Sally. You know, he's walking to her. He's like, "I think I want her." And then the rain starts coming down, and he just starts running. That's what I did. I was just like running, like, "I can't believe this just happened to me." And I was like frolicking through.
Is that the one time you were in love ever?
Yeah, that's the one time. Right, exactly. Never seen her since, man. Wouldn't recognize her if she was sitting right here in front of me. Would not recognize her.
Good for you. That did sound fake, and it is a great story.
The Ethiopian church on Prince and Telegraph in Oakland, California, right by 59th Street, across from the smokehouse where you can get a butterscotch milkshake.
You know what?
Does it
She's
still sound fake?
listening right now like, holy shit, that was me.
He remembers.
Maybe she's
It's
got
like-
that baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, shit.
All right, so I feel like we covered everything we needed to cover with Tony. I didn't really get a take on your emotional state. You guys you're like a stoic people, the Rocks.
The Rocks are a stoic people,
Yeah, like you're very close to the vest, very like...
I'm a cool cat, man. I mean, I don't get too high, too low. It's
Right.
like I enjoy my life.
Fucking that's what it is. We did